So what we're gonna do this week is we're gonna pick up our opponent and we're gonna bring them down to the floor into a pinning position. This type of kind of takedown very often happens later on. When you first, you shake hands and you start wrestling, your opponent is fresh, so very likely you'll be really low. This type of takedown will not very likely happen early in the bout. It will happen later on in the bout, because your opponent has to be slightly higher up to be able to actually get underneath and pick him up.
Drops you on your back.
This is very common used in MMA, a lot, where they just step in. They don't go down to the floor because you don't want to be on your knees. They lift up and throw.
Takedown again and got the 200.
And very often it happens in freestyle wrestling, but as I said, in the second kind of round. There are different ways of getting this move. I'm not going to teach you the setup and things like that. Now we're just going to go in and pick him up. So now, very often, what people do, when they pick someone up, they lift up and they think, oh my God, I'm just going to slam him now, because everyone is going to see it. He looks really good, especially if I film it. Goes on Instagram, everyone will be like, oh my God, he's an animal. But, because the aim is not to slam your opponent and lose him. Yes, you score 4 points or 5 points, but you're going to lose him if he somehow manages to come back up on his feet. You're in trouble. He's going to be angry because you literally slammed him to the floor. So he's not going to come up happy. So ideally what we want to do now, instead of covering over both knees and slamming down to the floor or driving him forward, I'll show you how we're going to finish, so we can actually finish and pin him, all right? So we are here, as I said, we're wrestling or whatever. I'm stepping in, I'm locking him up. He's up on my shoulder. So now, don't worry, I'm not going to drop you. Don't worry, promise, I'm not going to drop you, all right? So what we're going to do, you can grab over both his legs, but ideally you want to grab the outside leg, like so, all right? I'm just going to lock it. I'm going to spin him a bit because it's easier for me and less pressure on my back. So I'm going to spin him, and I'm going to do this. And I'm going to put him on the floor. Now, can you see this leg is here? It's easy for me to hold it. Very often what they do, they roll away that way because they try to escape, so they're going to reach and roll away that way. They realize they can't because I'm holding on this leg and they're going to turn back into me. He turns straight into a cradle and then I'm just going to go here. Straight in and pin him. Right? So this is what happens here every single time. It's okay to grab, so it's okay to do this and grab over both knees. A lot of people teach this, where you grab both knees, but my hands are not that long. Why? This gentleman here, he can probably do it because he has very long arms. Mine are very short. So if he rolls into me, I may not be able to cradle him, plus he has both his legs, which he can scissor. My hands, my grip won't be as strong as his legs. So this is why, when I've been taught this move, my coach always used to say, only one leg, because very likely you're going to have to finish on the floor. So grab one leg, not both of them. So one more time. So we're wrestling or whatever. As I say, he's a bit tired. He's not, he's not properly in his stance. I'm going to catch him. I'm going to pick him up. So I'm going to get this leg. I'm going to spin. I'm going to spin a bit because I want to spin. I want less effort on my end. So I'm going to spin a bit and I'm going to deliver him down to the floor. I'm holding on this leg. I need to hold. My arm is nice and deep. He's going to move away because he's trying to escape. He realizes, oh, my leg is trapped and it hurts because I'm bending it. He rolls back into me. I catch it straight away into a cradle. And that's where I'm going to pin. I don't want him to come back in and not have this leg. I have to have this leg because when he comes back into me, straight away I catch and I go down into a pin. On your knee. So he sits on top of it. Let me show you again. So look here. So I'm lifting you up. I'm lifting you up. Look, I'm spinning you. And then I'm putting you back down on the floor, look. Because I need this leg, like this. So I can hold it, and then when you come in, I can pin you, all right? One knee down. You have to put one knee down. The other one sits up. Nice, Alex. Nice. Well done, Alex. That's it. And then I see. Moves out, yeah, comes back, and you pin him. Nice. Well done. You got it. If you put in all that effort to literally hoist your opponent up in the air. As I said, it looks okay if you film it and you put it up on Instagram to slam them down to the floor, but he may come out and then you wasted all that energy. Yes, you may very likely score 4 points, but if somehow you do not manage to pin him or win there, if he comes back up, you have to start all over again. And it's a lot of effort to hoist someone up in the air. We're sparring, I'm stepping in deep, and I need to make sure he bends at the middle, all right? So I need to make sure he's nicely bent at the middle. He's up on my back. So now from here, I'm threading my arms through, like so. I'm holding on the inside, and I'm literally just going to spin towards his feet. I'm just going to spin him. I'm going to do this. I spin, and I'm going to put him down on the floor, he goes down on the floor, very likely he's going to try and run away. I'm going to pull him back because he has his legs trapped, so he's going to pull back in. As he pulls back in, I'm going to go straight in, and I can go down and start pinning him. Why?